Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 193. 193. Mike, every day that we get on and say what number episode it is, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Almost at 200, man.
Oh, this is nuts. 7 more episodes.
7 more. It'll be on Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday will be the 200th episode, the last show day of the month.
Damn.
And then we start fresh in December into the 200s.
Is that counting doing an episode on Thanksgiving?
Of course.
Fucking
we can't possibly have a day off.
That's like my one day off from work, and you're gonna make
Joker.
That's gonna be like a 2-minute episode of us still dead from the
Big Macs. Yeah, in fact, if we could both make it to the next day, we'll do. Yeah,
I know.
Mike just said he was on his way home from work today. He got himself a quarter pounder,
double quarter pounder,
and he had. Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna die. I am. I got like the meat sweats going on. It feels like I had like this chicken wrap at work, and I ate that at like 6:00 this morning. I'd be there at 2 to work, and I'm driving home from work. I'm like, I'm hungry. Oh, sweet, it's lunchtime. Let me get one of these. I eat that fucker, and I'm just like, it's like a weight in my stomach. I deserve that.
I don't think that I'm going to do much better. I'm going to be honest, because it isn't like we eat a lot to where our stomachs are expanded. So as soon as we start eating a lot, I think we're going to start to feel filled up really quick.
I know.
So I think that makes it even more interesting. I really do.
I know for a couple of big guys, we actually do well with portion control.
Yeah, we like little girls.
We are too, man. I graze at food.
You know what? You know what I do too, for the most part.
Yeah,
but I went back.
That's where it gets me.
I went back yesterday and I was listening a little bit to the show. You know how many times we mentioned different. It was, and no matter what we talked about yesterday, the show really was about burgers.
It was everything in it.
We talked about the
burgers and Kenny Pickett was
yeah. We talked about the Impossible Whopper. We talked about Big Macs.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the homemade burgers that we like to make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it literally, if you go back and listen, the show was the first 20 minutes. So it's like, this is what the show's about.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't what the show was about. It was literally just something that we started talking about when we got on the air. But yes, it's time next week.
It's like we got done. I made the thumbnail, about, the heated debate between us and Kenny Pickett. I'm like, wait a sec. Like the first half of the show was talking about fucking hamburgers. A little misleading there in the thumbnail, but oh well.
Yeah.
You get there when you get there.
The thing that I think that is good about this, though, Mike, we'll stretch our stomachs out a bit. Even if we can't eat as much as we thought that we can eat, I think that we'll be able to stretch our stomachs out in the sense that when we go to eat on Thanksgiving, we may be able to take a little bit more in because our stomachs are a little stretched from the day before.
Oh, I will be Yeah, I'm going to pound food on Thanksgiving. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be a lot of turkey, a lot of stuffing, and a lot of fucking pumpkin pies shoved down this gullet.
You know what I've often wondered, Mike? Why do people only do this dinner on Thanksgiving? I mean, this dinner would be nice any time of the year.
It is.
If you would make, the Thanksgiving dinner, in July, the beginning of July, it would be just as awesome and just as delicious, and you can invite people over the same way. Mm-hmm. Why just the one day a year?
Because we're just programmed to think you have to wait that way. That's what it is. Like you're conditioned. Like, oh, we're just gonna do this for it. This is the special meal for the year. Like no, like I've had turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, random times throughout the year, and it's just as good, if not better.
I think that I would enjoy it, especially somebody kind of sprung it on you, in May and said, "Hey, come over, Mike. We're making Thanksgiving dinner." That
Yeah,
would be just as it would be even more awesome, I think, because it's a surprise element. It would be like,
it is.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not even
like
thinking about it.
sign me the fuck up. Let's
Yeah.
go. I will pound that. I will pound that turkey and stuffing. Even though I'm not like a big fan of like turkey, it has to be cooked like almost perfect. Like if it's a little dry, fuck off, get out of here. I can't. No, it
Mhm.
has to be juicy and moist.
You're right.
Mm. Like like deep frying the turkey, injecting it with all the stuff, and it's so juicy. Or you cook it in the roaster, it's just falling apart, so juicy. Fuck yeah!
Yeah. So there you go. 1 week, Mike. 1 week. We're 1 week away from that dinner.
I haven't even bought anything yet for Thanksgiving dinner that we're gonna have at the studio.
Really?
I haven't even thought about it.
Who's cooking?
Oh, we're gonna send our. That's gonna be me.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
trust you to cook it. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's all right. I had my rock paper scissors ready. I was gonna try to
No.
get out of this
No,
as
I don't
quick as
trust
I
you.
could.
I don't trust old Slidefoot, old Bootney. I
What
don't
was
trust her
that?
to cook. Oh,
Yes,
watch
I
it.
was gonna. You know what? It's funny that you did that because I was gonna do that, and I thought, well, you know what? Nobody knows what that
We need to
is
have her
yet.
back on again, just so
Yeah,
we can ask her a question and she'll go, huh? And we'll both go, huh?
I think I'm going to. I'm gonna probably pull up something on the soundboard too, and that way we'll have a
Yes.
constant honk for her when she comes
Huh?
on. Anytime she says something ridiculous, we'll honk at
Like,
her.
I've told her stuff at work and she's gone to the, huh?
Yeah,
Because it's so new to her because she started in the new job, and I just want to go, oh, but I don't want to embarrass her yet in front of all the
yeah,
people who've been there. Just to
yeah.
ease her in.
She's already done the huh.
Huh?
She's done it already.
She's done this like, huh?
She's only been there for 2 days, a day and a half.
Day 3. This was day 3 today, and she dropped the huh.
Oh man.
Luckily,
Yeah,
it's like only been to me, not to any of the bosses, so we got that going for us.
yeah, right. Yeah, so far.
Uh,
Last night when you went to work, like there was I guess it would have been before you went to work, but I'm sure you didn't see it. The football game like between Western Michigan and Central Michigan. It was snow. The ground was covered with snow and ice, and
uh-huh.
it was a lot of fun to watch. And I think I'm now ready. I'm personally not ready for winter, but I'm ready for football that's played in the winter. I really
Yes.
enjoyed it. There was two teams that were really bad. That was not much that went down. I think the final count on the game was 12-10,
Oh,
give or take. And
yeah.
but like I said, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed watching football being played in the elements, and especially in the snow and the ice. And I'm ready. And it's a good thing because we have big snow. We have big snow coming this weekend. Like now, I'm reading that in Buffalo, we were talking about the Browns and the Bills game this Sunday, getting
Uh-huh.
possible 2 to 4 feet. Now they're saying it's possible 6 feet, Mike. They might get 6 feet
I
in
saw.
Western New York this Sunday. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch these games.
Me too. I hope they don't postpone it or move it, or how they're want to do stuff like that. We'll postpone the game. We'll move it to a different location. Play it in the snow.
Yeah,
Play it
they'll be
in the
playing in
snow. If I
Detroit's
don't
dome
see
or some
if
shit.
if someone does not get frostbite and lose a limb, I will be very disappointed.
Yeah,
I want that how they had that blue tent set up.
yeah,
You can have a second tent set up like a Civil War reenactment tent. You get a little frostbite. We're cutting digits off, man. We're cutting toes
yeah,
off. We're cutting fingers off. You pull a Ronnie Lott, you get that fucker cut off, and you get back out onto the field and
yeah.
play.
Absolutely, man.
Your personal safety be damned.
That's
You
right.
know, we only care about concussions. We don't care about anything else.
This ain't
So
chess, you know.
they're just gonna remove some limbs and keep playing, boys.
I'm excited. I can't wait, and it's gonna hit here too. I don't think it not anywhere as bad as it's gonna hit in Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
but we will be getting snow as well through the weekend. I think starting tonight through Monday, give or take. It's gonna
Yeah.
be on its
Like,
way, and what the Steelers do a really good job. They have those coils underneath their field, and it never gets
uh-huh.
to the point where it's like Buffalo where we have 6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
For those heating coils, they do a really good job of melting the snow almost
Mm-hmm.
instantly. Um, So I think the Steeler game will be fine. I think that it'll be. But if it wasn't, Mike, I did find out that both teams will be wearing their color rush uniforms.
I saw that. Yeah.
You might not be able to see the Bengals if we get as much snow as they're getting up in Buffalo.
Yeah. If we get they'd be at a advantage there. So like that's actually smart on their point. I was going to argue like that's not fair for us, but hey, them's the hand. That's the hand you were dealt. You got to play it, and hey, well done to the Bengals for sneaking one in on this. Being a little sneaky. It's like a big jungle cat stalking you.
They're 38-68 against the Steelers all time. They're pretty ferocious beasts over there in Cincinnati.
Such a rivalry right there.
Yeah.
It's like anytime they win, it is a shock and a surprise.
I know. I like whenever I see people on Facebook, putting against Bengal Week. What the fuck is that? You shouldn't even call it Bengal Week. Yeah, you're playing the Bengals.
It's Ravens Week. It's Ravens Week, and then there's we're playing the Bengals. We're playing the Browns.
They're trying to make it sound like there's a little bit more significance than there really is in this game, and I don't like it. But there you have it. We got Bengals Week this week, Mike. I do have some injury news here. Jamar Chase, I don't think will be back. They were talking in the latest article that I seen that he'll probably be back after this game at some point. So there's one bullet that we dodged.
So we only have to worry about two of their good receivers.
Right. And there's the thing, in the snow, I think this game kind of plays to our advantage if the weather does come the way that we're talking about, because we are as far as executing, we are the more inferior team of the two. I think that just the weapons they have, and they are more experienced with being successful with the weapons they have. Yeah. And I think this game kind of plays to our advantage. I think you're gonna have to run more. And and we've had our problems in the past. However, with TJ back, you're getting a lot of you guys on your defense back here. I think this kind of works for us, because if you go in prepared, thinking, okay, well, Joe Burrow's not going to throw all over us, let's prepare to really attack the run and keep an eye open on the pass. I think that plays our advantage, and the fact that we don't play as skilled as these other guys do right now, because we are rebuilding whatever we're doing. Those kind of games tend to work in the favor of the underdog, because they're grind out games. And it's almost the kind of game that I said that we needed for the first Cincinnati game. You need that kind of grind out, blue collared, hard nosed. Maybe some shit happened, and just like that game, some shit happened. I think if that kind of game could play out in that way, I think we have a really good chance of beating Cincinnati.
If it just comes down to like running the ball, and the way we were able to run last week, that's a huge step forward. If we keep that going and this game becomes a running game, I'm kind of looking forward to that. Just an old school style game of like just running the ball and playing defense and being smart when you take your shot downfield, when you start opening up the passing game. That, to me, right there, those they're nice to see. I don't want to watch it all the time. It gets kind of boring, watching 3 yards, punt, 3 yards, incomplete, punt, 3 yards, 5 yards. That kind of offense. It's fun when you're winning, but it is boring to watch week after week. So that would be a nice change of pace to watch that game, because we haven't seen that in a while. Because the Steelers' offense, even though like Ben's last 2 years, his arm wasn't what it was, we were still zipping the ball around.
Right.
And we're even doing that now, throwing more than we are running, it feels like. So just to get back to an old school style game, if it's the weather dictating, and just a hard hitting running game and a hard hitting defense. I think it'd be fun to watch, because I think both teams, my God, watching Joe Mixon run, watching Najee Harris run, we saw what he was able to do when he had some of those holes open up for him. That's fun football to watch when those running backs take off, see what they can do. I want to see that. I want to see two good running games going up against each other and see what the defenses can do to figure it out.
And it hurts when you get hit hard.
Oh, God.
Especially you're under freezing. I don't think the game's supposed to be above freezing. It hurts, So, sometimes the guys, I could recall a play, and it was probably about 15, 16, 17 years ago in the mid-2000s when we played the Jets, and Jerome Bettis was making a run toward the end zone, and Reggie Tung for the Jets. It was a cold game. They've been out there hitting each other all day. He made 0 attempt. He literally got out of the
Yep.
way to let Jordan Lewis get by him. So it hurts. And we got to be crazy to think that doesn't affect players and the individual minds of the guys out there on the field. So, like I said, I think it's got to be another one of these ugly, dirty games that. And you're right, Joe Mixon is a huge. I mean, he's a great
one of the
running back.
best.
But you know what? These kind of games tend to favor the underdog sometimes. But it's hard to say. I think somebody like Jaylen Warren could come in and have a beastie game. Like there's not really much going on. This team can't run. This team can't pass. And then you see this backup guy who's one of these guys that really want to overachieve to make the team, get the spot. That's the guy that usually ends up really thriving in these kind of games. He doesn't have the big contract. He doesn't have the accolades. He's just out there really trying to make the team, and he will go out there and take the hit and make the hit. And I think I want to see some Warren this weekend, man.
I do too. I like the way we're doing it. It's breaking that cycle of under Tomlin. It was always like he wants that workhorse running back, which worked well when you had Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah,
he was in his prime was the best running back in the league. You couldn't stop him running, passing, blocking. He was top tier in everything. So he's used to that type of back. Like, I'm just going to find a guy, run him till he can't run anymore. Like Willie Parker, we're going to run you till your legs fall off, and then we're going to go find the next one.
Right.
So that's what he's used to. But hey, it took about half the season to figure out. Hey, you know what? I need a 1-2 punch. And hey, better now than later. He figured it out. Okay, I'm going to run Najee. Then I'm going to substitute Warren in and just bounce them back and forth. Who's doing well, you're going to go. And then when that person needs a break, you're going to come in, and until you need a break, just bounce them back and forth. Because we saw Warren. He's not afraid to sit in there and block.
Right.
He might not be the biggest guy, but he will put his body in the line to protect the quarterback. And that's all you need when there's a blitzer there. Just throw your body in front of him. Slow the guy down at least. But he's willing to sit there and square up and block. So you haven't really lost a lot when he's been in there. You look at the stats, like the yards per average, it's damn good. So
yeah.
I like it. I like it. And I think it's going to help Najee in the long run.
And which of these two teams, when you're trying to stretch it out a little bit, and you're running possibly in a game like this, which of the two teams would be better and more prepared to go with the short passing game? I think it would be us. I think that would play to our advantage because those are the bulk of the plays that we've been running. A lot of these passes that are long runs, that they call them, the bubble kind of things, and just any things where I think we're at more advantage than they are. Whether we come out and execute that way, I don't know. But I like our chances in this game. Like I don't think I'm not real sure. I haven't seen people's picks. I don't see who people are taking yet. But I like our chances this week, man. I think we can do back to back for once. This first time this year.
I saw a graphic and it had like different people from like the NFL Network and the ESPN or whatever it was, like picking picks. All but one, Colleen Wolfe from the NFL Network. She's the only one to pick the Steelers to win. Okay. So I was already a fan of her because she knows what she's talking about. So I'm even more of a fan this week because she picked the lowly.
That's a plus two, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Also, Mike.
But no, I think too, like our line's playing a lot better than their line. Their line was suspect at the end of last year, and they went out and like the Steelers had spent money in free agency, and it's just has not worked as well as they thought it would be.
Right.
So I just think our line, they had 2 games ago. They weren't that good before the bye. This game, they came out. They showed that, hey, we want to be better and we can be better. And they did in the run game, at least. Pass game, they're still other than like James Daniels or Daniels at right guard. He's like what, the 7th ranked overall guard and one of the best in pass protection too. So, but hey, they can run. It looks like they're starting to be able to run block again. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, and like we were mentioning, the team's getting healthier. We got as of yesterday, DeMarvin Leal was returned to practice on Wednesday. I think that's a big plus because you have him in the middle of the box. And you know what? Everything that I've seen from him early on in this season, it was positive. It was all in a positive light. I'm glad to see him back. And then also, Mike, um, let me jump to the other side before I go to this player because it kind of all comes
Uh-huh.
together. So I guess earlier in the week, I believe yesterday or the day before, they were talking to Joe Burrow in the weekly conference in Cincinnati, and Joe Burrow says, "quote I'm much healthier than I was in week one. I'm not going to go out and throw 4 picks this week. But you know what? Prior to week one, you didn't plan on going out and throwing 4 picks. I wouldn't be surprised if he looks it could be wrong, but just the way I perceive the game, the Bengals, I don't think they look scared when they played us. They kind of look shook.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get that? The
Yeah,
Burrows
it's like,
never looked set in place. Everybody just kind of, it was
yeah,
this feeling, oh my God, we're playing the Steelers and this is really happening. Again, it could be just the way that I'm seeing it, but I got that feeling last time.
it was probably along the lines of like, hey, they kicked our asses twice last year. So they're
Yeah,
thinking, okay, we're just going to come in and do it again. We're just coming, hey, we made it to the Super Bowl. We lost the Super Bowl in a close game. We're going to be right back there. We're just going to come in and
right.
execute the way we did and just steamroll them. And it didn't work out that way. So they were probably like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do now? Like, what are we gonna do? Or are we as good as we thought we were? Are they better than we think they are?
Right.
And were they 100% focused for the game? Because all pro athletes will say, we're 100% committed to the game in front of us. No, you're not. You're a human being.
Yeah.
If you think you can overlook something and not take it as serious, you're going to do that. It's just human nature, unless you're like that top tier 1% of the 1% of the 1% that can just laser focus on that. And, yeah, I think that's what it was. They were kind of thinking, hey, we're going back to the Super Bowl. This game's going to be easy for us. Let's just get it done out of the way and move on. And
I got
I don't blame them for thinking that going in, because the way we played last year against them, Cam Hayward being blocked down the field 35 yards on simple run plays. That Mixon running all over us, Burrow's running all over us, Tyler Boyd, saying the comments that he said, and it was true. Those players quit in that
yeah.
game. So, they probably thinking, hey, we got these guys. It's
The good
our
thing, Mike,
division now. They're the past, we're the future. We're going to steamroll them, and it didn't happen.
it never happens. Every once in a while, they get a good team and say that shit.
Yeah,
It never happened. I mean, look, they went to the Super Bowl in the '80s 2 times and said that they were the team now, and look where they are. Look where we are.
yeah.
Here's the thing that I think, Mike, about just division play in general, and I think a very good example of what I'm going to say is from the other night when the team from Washington beat Philadelphia on Sunday, Monday, whatever night that was, and nobody was expecting Washington to win. As a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, everyone was expecting Philadelphia to annihilate them. But when you're playing division games,
Mm-hmm.
here's what I think, Mike, is what happens. You go into every game and you prepare. You have X amount of days. You take Monday off. You have three and a half days to
Mm-hmm.
get ready. Then you travel, whatever. When you're playing a division team, there's already so much information and data and things that you already possess and have at your leisure, opposed to going to an NFC city that you play once every 3-4 years. And that's why I think that these division games always could be so different. With
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo losing to the Jets, the Washington beating the Philadelphia Eagles, because so much. Do you want to take all your effort and energy? Let me ask you. Say you're going to go play Atlanta in a couple of weeks. You're not going to take all your effort and energy to focus solely on changing your game. You do because you're a professional, you know how to, but you're not going to uproot everything that you know for this one team from Atlanta that you're going to play once for the next 3 years. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is just the overwhelming amount of info, the data, the plays, the tape, everything that they have for division teams, really, really makes it as any given Sunday in the
Mm-hmm.
NFL, no matter who it is within what divisions. And like I said, the past 2 weeks, you're seeing that, pretty big. So I think that we're going to be prepared. We're going to come out and play, and and let me move on to this next player, Mike. So Joe Burrow also joked. He joked at the at the interview. He says, "You know what? I wish Minka should have took an extra week off to recover."
Uh-huh. I saw that one too. I laughed. I'm like,
So here we are. We're getting
if I was Joe
healthy.
Burrow, I would say the same thing too. It's like, just take your time, buddy. I'm worried about your health here.
Minka comes back and says, "I was trying." He was trying to get them to take it out right after the game that day. Like he wanted it to
Uh-huh.
go and get it
Yeah.
done, and they were telling him no. They made him wait a little extra time or whatnot.
Yeah.
But Minka, he was ready to go. He's ready to go right now. He said he's not going to rush in the sense that if he goes out and he feels problems, he says he doesn't want to cause any problems with his inner organs, which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But he's back. He's running in practice. He's out moving. So hopefully we get to see him this week, because if we do, the new addition, Mike KZ, he come out yesterday and was saying that they are going to be running a 3 safety defense if Minka comes back. And I think, wow, what kind of ball hawking, and that comes down to, again, are they even going to be able to throw the ball? We don't know. But you get 3 safeties back there, and who they are, 2 of them are major ball hawks. You know what I mean? With KZ and Minka, and then you have the 3rd safety back there is a strong to move up and do that job.
Yeah,
but I think, man, even if the play drops a little bit, the skills drop a little bit with the passing game for Cincinnati because of the weather, having that 3 safety set back there, that's going to work wonders. I think we could take advantage, and hopefully that helps us win this football game.
Hopefully that will keep Spillane off the field. And I'm being serious, because when they, in passing situations, they like to keep him on out there. So why wouldn't you put someone like Kazee down in the box, or more Edmonds down in the box? He's the bigger safety. Put him down there. He has coverage skills, not as good as like a Minka has, but still he's better in pass coverage than Spillane. Put him back there. Then you have your 2 safeties over the top, and Kazee and Minka. So I can't wait to see, because it was supposed to happen last week, and I saw that quote from Kazee. He, just reading it off the paper, you can just see him like he's ready for it.
You know what, P. Morton? What's going on, P?
That is the sign of the apocalypse that the Jets.
He says the Jets are actually decent this year. It's the sign of the apocalypse. I often say that about the Browns. I thought we were all going to die a couple years ago when they got good. We were actually talking up the Jets a little bit prior to the season because of some of the picks they made. Some of the draft picks, some of the moves, Sauce Gardner back there, Jordan Whitehead comes up from Tampa Bay, really strengthened up their secondary, and that's huge. I mean, they really do have a top-tier secondary, and they were able to beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills because of it. But you're right, though. It is the sign of the times. I mean, we could talk about the Euphrates drying up or the comet coming toward the planet, but I truly think the sign of the times is the fact that the Jets are a successful team this year. And once they make the playoffs, I think we're all goners after that.
It's written in some secret tome somewhere. Like you said, the Euphrates drying up, Danube drying up.
Yes.
The Jets, are coming out.
They found catacombs underneath the Euphrates, and it actually said it in a scroll about the Jets.
The Cougar Hunter,
The Cougar, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was coded, of course.
Yeah, it was like
when the Cougar Hunter returns.
When he returns triumphantly. Yep, they were talking about Zach Wilson and the Jets, man. He's going to direct that comet to the earth. Yes. As he's holding up the Lombardi trophy, in comes the comet. Destroys us all.
I'd like to see the Jets do it. I don't know. I don't
like. Really they haven't been good my entire life. They've had some good teams, good players, but they were never like a threat. You never took them as a serious threat. Even when the Curtis Martin Jets.
Yeah, that was a good team too, man.
Yeah, like they never did it for me.
Yeah,
but now, come on now, Sauce Gardner, great fucking name.
I love it.
I want a cool name like that. I want to be Sauce.
Well, why is he Sauce? Because he covers everything.
I guess. I don't know. That's his nickname.
It makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah, I want to see. I personally want to see a Minnesota Vikings, New York Jets Super Bowl. I think that. Oh! You did not just say the Giants. P just said my ex was a Giants. Well, hey, important note: it's your ex, and we understand because we know Giants fans too, and.
The helmet catch, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, the Jets are also one of my second teams. Saquon is the Giants. Or the Giants. Giants. As long as they have Saquon Barkley on the team, I will quietly support them.
I support the Giants 100% because they beat New England 2 times.
That's true. Bowl. Yes. And also Eli Manning. My man's a savant. He was too. He's like, hey, you look at him. He's like, you can't be that good.
Yeah.
And he plays Tom Brady. He just turns into the greatest quarterback of all time and gets all the luck in the world. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And you can't some people might say, well, this is fixed or this didn't seem right, but you can't fix these catches these guys
No,
make. I
you
mean,
can't. The
these are
helmet
just,
catch, no.
you're right. 9 out of time tens, the guys aren't making this catch. When they do, it's
Yeah.
luck and it's stuck to their, what games those were, man. And the fact that
Speaking of
New
the
England
helmet,
lost, that just
yeah.
really just made them games amazing, man.
Speaking of the helmet catch, isn't today the anniversary of Antonio Brown's helmet catch touchdown against the Tennessee Titans?
Is it really?
Yeah, I've been seeing that all over Twitter.
Okay.
I was like, oh, it was AB when he kept his psychosis under control. Imagine him on this team now with Kenny Pickett, overthrowing people, underthrowing people, missing receivers. He'd sit there, beat him with a helmet in the middle of the field.
He's right out there throwing ducks and doing calculus in his head on the sideline.
Hey, man, don't disrespect Chad Powers that way.
Yeah,
Think fast,
right.
Think fast, run fast. Think fast, run fast.
One other note, Mike, on somebody that doesn't play for the Steelers, but I think that you'll find this a little bit interesting. And don't stop me if you heard this.
I won't.
Davis Mills, Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, PJ Walker, Andy Dalton, and Teddy Bridgewater. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Pretty underachieving group of guys, right? Well, every one of those guys might get at least one game for throwing 300 yards this season. Aaron Rodgers, none. Aaron Rodgers has not threw 300 yards in one game this year.
What? I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
And normally, he puts up some good numbers. Like, even, normally you throw a lot of yards
even
like
when
that
he's
when
not
you're
playing
losing.
good, right?
Yeah,
even
he
when,
puts up those numbers. So
because
I love to see it. I love to see it. I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. He looks like he's going to steal my catalytic converter and sell it for meth. I just don't trust
let me just for anybody that caught the end of that and want to hear the names again. I'm overwhelmed by these players that did have 300-yard games when Aaron Rodgers has it. Davis Mills, Joe Flacco, Zach Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, PJ Walker, Andy Dalton, and Teddy Bridgewater.
Come on now. Bailey Zappi. Everyone saw that coming. That man is a legend. I don't know. Why you besmirching the good name of Bailey
Brother,
Zappi?
I don't even know who half of these guys are. I'm going to be honest with you. There's guys on this
up
list.
in
I
New
don't know who they
England.
are. Well, I know who he is.
Walker's
I
down
don't know
in
Davis.
Carolina.
Where's Davis Mills? Let me see.
Who the fuck's Davis Mills?
Davis Mills, right. Davis Mills, who is a PJ Walker.
Walker's down in Mills is Tennessee, or I'm sorry, the Texans. Waller, was it Waller or Walker? He's down in Carolina. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers receiver core was actually acquired at Costco this season. I kind of feel
yeah,
bad for
it's
him.
not the
That's shitty. I know.
Yeah, his second they took a wide receiver in the second round this year. Duke can fly, and I was watching a little bit of that game last week. I think he caught like 2 touchdowns. They were showing stuff before. Dude's just dropping stuff like in between his hands, wide open. He's outrunning everyone, but can't catch for shit.
Wow.
I find it funny. Hey,
I find it funny too.
He wanted this big new contract and then cried because they weren't able to keep Devontae Adams. Like, you're the reason they weren't able to keep Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Take less money. You can have damn good receivers around you, but that team they don't know how to build a team up there. Got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Let's not get him any weapons. Let's draft a replacement in the first round and never play him.
You know what I was thinking? Like, I seen the remember I was telling you the other day the power pool the Steelers actually dropped after beating the Saints. They dropped a couple spots. I still don't understand what that is. But do you know that not only did we drop when we lost to the Saints, but we're actually still behind the Saints. They're like literally 3 spots ahead of us. How the hell are we going to beat a team and still drop below them?
It's like the college football rankings, man. They make no sense.
Yeah.
That's why
this note that I have. Yeah. I'm thinking, what did I mean? And that's what it was. They literally fell behind. They were behind the Saints, but the Saints fell, but so did the Steelers. You know what I mean? Like they just both dropped a couple. It don't even make sense. We're getting healthy. We came out. We won a game. We won. I don't remember 10-point win. but you still, I don't know. That just kind of blew my mind. And like I said, I did want to throw that out there. Mike, some more football, but not in the NFL. They had the
Ooh,
XFL draft. They showed us the
yes.
ball, the the game ball. It's official. It's nothing weird like XFL one. I don't remember what XFL two used, but it's
It was. I think it was like a normal
a
football.
normal football. Got to meet the owner, the CEO. What is she? The president, the first woman to have this position in pro sports. So a lot of things about the XFL is coming out. I'm starting to get a little bit excited because because Martavius Bryant was drafted by the Vegas Vipers in the first round of the XFL draft. Now, if you remember,
Hmm.
Rod Woodson, Rod Woodson, of course, the famous
Pittsburgh
former
Steeler.
Steeler. He is the coach. He's the coach of this team. And not to mention, Mike, not only Martavius Bryant going to play for Rod Woodson, there was also 13 other ex-Steelers that were drafted. A lot of people that you don't know their names. I think there was a couple that I did know, and it was just people that kind of came and went.
Yeah.
But there was 13 other people besides Martavius Bryant that got drafted into the XFL. I'm getting a little excited because I feel that the last time they did this, it was starting to feel serious. It was starting to feel real, and I was starting to get into it, the XFL
Hmm.
too, prior to
Yeah.
COVID. And
Yeah.
I was really disappointed whenever they had to cut it
Mhm.
short. I'm ready. I'm ready for some XFL, man.
Me too. I like it because, like you said, it was gaining traction, and then, unfortunately, everything happened. They had to shut down, and it turned into a longer shutdown than they thought, and all that fun stuff that happened with the league and Vince McMahon suing the co-owner
And
or
the
whatever it
Rock,
was.
the Rock's a winner. You know what I mean? This guy,
Yeah.
anything that Rock's in, I feel is going to be a success just because
Hmm.
he's such a winner. You know?
I can't wait. I like it. I'm glad to see Martavis Bryant getting another chance in football. The dude smokes weed, and you're gonna suspend him and kick him out of the league for it. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I
Get the fuck
realized,
out of here.
Mike?
That dude was so electric. He was a fun receiver to play. Like him and Josh Gordon got raw deals by the NFL.
Absolutely, man. These people that you're right. These people that got made example of early on for weed, Blunt, Bell,
Hmm.
the list really goes on. It's really bullshit, and they should go back somehow and compensate these players because there isn't a person on this planet that probably isn't. You know what I mean? Come on, doctors. You go home
Right?
at the end of the day and you want to take the edge off. You fucking smoke a little bit. I can't believe that these people went down like that. These people had to go down like that, and it's crazy to me. And again, I don't know what you could do to make things better at this point, but I just you can't keep going after these guys for smoking weed. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is. Like you have Aaron Rodgers admitting, "Oh yeah, last year, man, I was high on Percocets in some of these games." And
Yeah.
then nothing happens. Nothing happens. He should be drug tested after every single
You can't
game.
go after a quarterback. You see this. You see Brett Favre. You see Aaron Rodgers. Oh, maybe you just can't go after Green Bay quarterbacks.
You can't. Yeah, because or Brett Favre back in the day, he got popped for
Yeah, he was with all this shit that he's just doing now. It's
well, yeah, all the
you're
stuff now. Like, but he back in the day, he got popped with like Vicodins and stuff, and like, oh, it was when he did it, it was like, oh, it's poor Brett. We got to get him in we got to do this for him, that for him. Where like these other guys, they were getting caught for drugs at that same time, and it was like, no, they're the devil.
yeah.
But yeah, the
And like seriously, if you're
XFL
smoking,
should have a football that looks like a zebra cake.
if,
Might Martavis be so high, he'd be trying to eat that shit.
yeah. But you know how it is. You know what I mean? You're at home. You smoke it. It affects your work. None. You go to work the next day. You're
Oh,
fine.
fine.
I think that
Like,
you have a little bit more of an effect after drinking for the
oh god,
evening.
I go after drinking. I am just, oh, I can't do it.
I just can't believe that's where we're at. The Rock came into the Logan's Roadhouse I used to work at back when he wrestled and wasn't very famous. He was super cool to everybody. I'd imagine so. He always seemed like a really awesome person to me, The
Yeah.
Rock. There was never any point that I didn't care for him in life. I always thought he was cool when he wrestled, when he acted, anything that he did. Which Mike, that reminds me. That reminds me. I run down to the grocery store yesterday in the evening to grab a few things,
Uh huh.
and this guy is in the way, and I can't. The store. You walk in, the doors open up, and
Yeah.
right on the inside, the second door, it opens up, and this guy's just standing there, and he's kind of like a middle aged looking guy, and he's tonguing the ad. You know how they do, when they look through their, they get
Yeah.
the reading glasses on, and I'm kind of getting irritated because he's just standing there in the way, and so finally I kind of give him the, ugh, and I go around him, and I turn my head. You know who it was? Shane Douglas, the wrestler.
No. Sh-
The franchise. Yeah. The franchise Shane Douglas.
Who you interviewed?
who I interviewed for the show, and who's from this town, and who wrestled as the franchise in the ECW and was champion, I believe, in
You're lucky he didn't have
WWWC.
ECW flashbacks and throw you through the door.
I know, and and that's why you know what, he's looking old, and he is getting older. But like I said, at first glance, you just sit there, he's just this older person looking through his coupons in the sale ad, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
The perfect opportunity that you could just, all you had to do is say, "Excuse me." He could have turned around and said, "Oh, I'm sorry." You saw who it was. I'm like, "Hey, we talked on the phone before." Blah blah blah. Oh, you fucking ruined it.
Yeah. I know I knew he was, but that dude was huge, dipping under doorways. These wrestlers. I remember seeing.
He's a fucking monster, dude. He's fucking.
I remember being at a show. I went to a show in the early 2000s, and The Rock came out, and he climbed up on the. I was real close. I was right near, like, whenever they come down the aisle, and you can either turn left or right to go around the ring. I was right on the corner, and The Rock was up. He got up and he did his thing, and you could see his calves. Dude, he is so fucking big. He doesn't look real. His body literally looked like when you see a chick with fake boobs and you think, oh, her titties ain't real. That was the sense that I got with The Rock. I'm looking at this guy thinking, guys, you don't even look real. Everything on him looked fake.
So you're saying he's not natty? You're saying he's using
I'm sure that everybody
he's on some product.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, that's how you get to look that way.
Well, fuck yeah.
I would. Weights, yeah, if I pick up weights, and I would not look anything like that. You start putting that shit in your body starts magically changing.
I'd figure out how to cycle properly and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wait, he's not getting drug tested by anyone. Fuck it. What's Hollywood's going to drug test him and say, Rocky, you're suspended for 4 movies?
There is literally 0.00000 amount of people in the WWE, compared to the rest of the world. Like, seriously, you have zero chance of being in that position unless you are the top dog at what you do. And you know what? You got to make your body look fake. Then that's what you got to do. And like you said,
that's why like any pro wrestler or any athlete says, "Oh, I didn't do this."
Bullshit. Unless it's somebody that you obviously see that hasn't, like Viscera or Midian or
right, yeah.
But them other guys, there's no way.
Yeah, at least I know. Like I was listening to an interview with Edge. He was like, "Yeah." Someone asked him, he's like, "Yeah, I tried steroids." He's like, "I just didn't like the way it made me feel, so I stopped after a cycle."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, of course you're gonna fucking try because you can work out longer, faster. You can heal faster. Fuck yeah.
You get big as shit. That's the goal. You want the look, obviously." Mike, also, let's drop. Let me see where we go here. Let's go to college football for a minute. College football. Izzy Abanikanda is one of the 22 semifinalists for the Walter Camp Player of the Year award. Mike, Izzy, you gotta like what Izzy does. I mean, this is a team that he's really impressive, and they don't do the greatest things in Pitt, and certainly this year they're not. And he's still up there, and he has these numbers. And every time he touches the ball, it literally, almost in a sense, not as much as Barry Sanders, but there's always that chance he could break one any given play he touches the ball.
I was about to say, I've watched a couple of Pitt games, and he's just so explosive.
Yeah,
it's explosive. It's insane.
I love Izzy. I can't wait. I hope he does great in the NFL, man. I would just love to see this kid play for the rest, for the next 20 years, because he is a real joy to watch.
Like also, wouldn't surprise me if he gets it. He might be one of those backs that people take in the first round.
I hope so. I hope
or at least the second round. You don't want to take a running back in the first round. Fine. This is like a kid. I'd draft him in the second round
for sure. In college basketball, Michigan takes down Pitt last night, 91-60. Michigan's really good. Pitt's not. In the Legends Classic semis up in New York, Pitt loses that game 91-60. Over to baseball. Mike, let's jump into the Diamond. You want to go to the Diamond real quick? Grab your glove and let's head out to the Diamond. I got one quick news story about the Diamond. The Pirates to bring back the out-of-town scoreboard at PNC Park in 2023. Finally, there's going to be good baseball in Pittsburgh again.
Exactly. You can see scores from like real teams. Yeah, how they're supposed to play.
Go to the Pirate games. Buy my ticket. Get my beer, my pretzel, and watch the Yankees score. Watch the Mets score.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bob Nutting had he didn't pay for that. They got money unexpectedly to be able
Uh,
to buy
yeah,
that thing back up there.
absolutely. There was no way he forked that money. Yeah, but I like it. I thought it was kind of chintzy. It was kind of stupid looking not
Uh-huh.
having it out there. You have the parts, the pieces, the holes, the wall, everything. They're nuts in the Pirates organization. NC State, are we talking hoops? Are we talking gridiron? I don't know hoops just yet. I haven't really jumped in and got too much information in college basketball. However, they're doing pretty good in football. I do know that they just beat somebody pretty big last week. I can't remember who
NC
it was.
State, I don't even know like what conference are they in. Oh,
NC,
they're to the Wolfpack. That's right.
yeah,
They're ranked
ACs.
24th overall.
Okay,
Yeah,
shit.
man, they're 7-3, 3-3 in the yeah
Okay.
ACC. Oh, fuck, I always forget about the Wolfpack.
You know, I always forget about. I always forget about South Carolina, the Gamecocks.
The Gamecocks. How can you forget
Yeah.
about the
Well, here's the thing, because
Gamecocks?
they're never any good. Because if they were
No.
good, you would certainly notice that they were
Yeah,
good.
like
You
the
know,
last time they good was when
with that name.
Clowney was there.
Yeah, oh man, that's been a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right.
ACC. Yeah. Yeah.
But anytime you would see somebody say that the Gamecocks, I don't know. I just that's how I know they're never good,
Yeah.
because you would hear that over and over and you think, oh my god, they're saying Gamecocks. But anyway, Mike, do you have anything in sports to cover real quick before we change over to the news?
We have yes, because the World Cup starts up soon, and they may be getting older, but these two do not want to admit that it will be their last run. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo,
Okay.
two of the best football players of all time. They're so fucking talented, so fun to watch.
Now, who do they play for?
Messi is Argentina, Ronaldo is Portugal.
You say his name's
I
Messi.
Yeah, Lionel
Okay.
Messi.
Okay.
Lionel Messi. Dude's a beast. He's short and he's that center of gravity. He's so hard to, at least in his prime, he was so hard to knock off the ball. Like you knock him down, he'd pop right back up and keep running. He'd yell at the officials for like, "Why are you blowing the play dead? I have advantage. Let me keep going." He doesn't quit. Ronaldo, he runs like a gazelle. He's just so silky smooth out there. He kind of has that arrogant personality, but he plays so well. It's deserved on the pitch. I would like to see Argentina win. I'm a huge Messi fan, and that's the only thing missing from his resume is a World Cup victory. And the same thing with Ronaldo. They've won everything you can win in Europe in the leagues they play in. The only thing missing is the World Cup. And if either one gets it, I'd be happy. Even though I'm more of a Messi fan, I think Ronaldo is more than deserving.
Are they allowed to use their hands yet?
The goalies are.
All right. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
start.
that's how P. That's how Penn State is. I'm a big Penn State fan.
And Pitt. You know what?
Like,
I was
like once
waiting.
they get ranked over like a certain point, like once Penn State gets into like that top 10, that's when I get nervous because they start sucking at that point. They can lose to like the worst team in football.
Mike,
I know the pain.
Mike and I were just talking about this. I think last week. I don't remember if it was on or off the show, but Pitt is the same exact way. Penn State. We're just one of them teams. Anytime you get in the top 25, don't
Uh-huh.
expect to be there long. 22 through 25, we could sit there forever. But as soon as we get into the teens, as soon as we find
Uh-huh.
a team that's we lose every time. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Some soccer talk.
Oh no way! Shit. Ronaldo did his. You suck. Fuck you. You're cool. I like it. I like it. He's at that point in his career now where fuck it. Just let it fly. Who cares what people say? I used to be like a big hater of Ronaldo, but I've come around to him. I like that.
Like, cover it for 1 second. I'm just gonna grab a drink. Swallow.
Ryan's dying. Now we can talk some football. We can go back to Kenny Pickett and how much he sucks. But no, I can't wait for the World Cup. God, like I said, man, it's been a while since I watched any soccer for real, and I miss it. I Jones it. I used to play. I love it, and I don't know. I just don't have faith in the U.S. Like we should advance out of the group. The top two teams are England and U.S. If we lose to Iran and Wales, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, the only player I know in Wales is Gareth Bale. I think he plays for them. Outside of that, I have no idea who's on their squad.
I went down the wrong pipe, man. I could have said it, but I would have just kept coughing.
I know, like you had that look. Like once you started coughing, you're like, I'm out.
Yes. Mike, we are down to about 11 minutes. Let's hop over and do some news real quick.
The news.
Massive flames erupt from a Tesla car on fire on a PA highway, Mike. It took like 1,200, 12,000, 12 million, whatever it was a whole shitload of water to put this car out. Again, another Tesla just catching on fire. What's up with this, man?
Tesla catching on fire. U.S. men's national team crashing out in an international competition. Perfect segue. Like you didn't even listen to what I said. It was a perfect segue. Yeah, but like, dude, man, have you seen like the YouTube videos of people going through like their Teslas, showing how poorly they are put together? They just grab something and it just comes off. It does not surprise me. Like,
and this guy's putting shit in outer space, dude.
Yeah, and he wants us to go to Mars.
Yeah, I'm getting all.
How about Elon? How about you go first, buddy?
Yeah.
You go first, and we'll see how the return trip
meet
goes.
you there.
Yep. But yeah, I always want like when the Teslas were first coming out, like these cars are kind of cool. I like the concept of them, but then you just see everything that's wrong with them.
But just like anything else, you can't jump in at the first step. You know what I mean? Because things are always going to get better. Things are.
You want to come in like right before that wave crests to where it takes off. You want to get in down there.
You know, and I remember with like the CD player, it was the same thing. Everybody had to get out and jump on and get the first CD player, and they weren't really that good. The eye didn't really read all the CDs. Sometimes they skip. Sometimes. And that's just kind of an example that I use. I would never jump in, and of course, I'm not going to spend $1 gazillion for a vehicle. But if I did, jumping in on the very first early, it's just not a good idea.
Uh-huh. And like the batteries on the Teslas, and some of the stuff, I think the way they're designed too, it's like hard for like fire rescue and stuff to navigate around them and cut people out because they're so different than other hybrid cars or like battery powered cars. Just weird designs on the Tesla.
Ohio making the news. 10,000 mink escaped from a farm on Tuesday in northwestern Ohio. Apparently somebody broke in and tried to open all the mink cages. And there was mink everywhere. I guess they had to go and scrape dead mink off the road.
God.
Just anywhere that you could go, Mike. Northwest Ohio, I think it's about 50 miles north of Cincinnati. There is mad mink.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be good for the minks because I don't think they're gonna live. I don't know their natural habitat. That's what I'm looking up right now. I just want to see like where they are from. No, there are American minks.
At least they're American minks.
Yeah, yeah, America, fuck yeah. But no, like. The animals like raised in captivity that people release into the wild, like they don't know how to live in the wild.
Right.
They don't know. They're captive bred and born and bred. They know that life. They don't know the wild life. That'd be like just dropping one of us off in the middle of the woods going, survive, motherfucker. Yeah, like, no, it ain't gonna happen.
Mountain Dew Pitch Black set to finally return in 2023. I don't know if you remember, but everybody made a big stink about Mountain Dew Pitch Black. I'm not a big drinker of it, but I do remember people were making a big deal, and it will be back in 2023.
I don't remember that one at all. I don't like. I don't drink a lot of Mountain Dew anymore.
No, neither do I.
I don't like. I used to like when I was younger, man. That was my drink of choice.
Yeah, me too. Probably about 20 years ago, I was doing some lawn care work, and I remember that's all I would put. I would take a lunch pail, and I would just put a whole bunch of Mountain Dews in the pail. And take that was my
that's gonna mess with your kidneys a little bit.
Oh, big time. Goonies house.
I see it now. I see the all black one.
Goonies house in Oregon, the house from the movie Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
4-bedroom. It overlooks the Pacific Ocean. Is for sale, Mike. The Goonies house is for sale for $1.65 million. $1.65 million.
If I could, I would buy it. I'm a big fan of the Goonies. I love that movie. And yes, Ohio. Yeah, my state. We're paying for a lot of shit. And not just for us making the Super Bowl last year. It's this state sucks. We deserve everything bad that happens to us here. But I would buy the Goonies house and I will move it to Ohio. That way.
Ohio?
To Ohio, yeah.
It overlooks the Pacific Ocean, ass.
We're gonna have it overlook the Ohio River into West Virginia in Pennsylvania.
Take it up to Lake Erie.
Fuck Lake Erie. Oh, that's Browns territory. I'll put it down here. It'd be closer to Pittsburgh.
No, there you go.
Closer to a winter.
And finally,
it could overlook like the chemical waste facility.
Finally, in the that would be fitting. Finally, in the news, Mike, Harry Styles. You're the singer, Harry Styles.
I know who Harry Styles is.
Okay, Harry Styles. Harry Styles. He got hit in the eye with a Skittle during his concert.
that's funny, but not funny. Don't be throwing shit at people performing. If you don't like the performance, get the fuck out.
Yeah, he got hit in the eye with a Skittle.
That house did look. Yeah, it did.
It did. That wouldn't it be so badass to live there? I would love to live there.
Like those houses that overlook this places.
And that
kind of stuff like creeps me out because I'm like, that shit gonna fucking fall. My fat ass is gonna walk to the back of my house and fall into the ocean.
I would be like a social media horror. I'd be like, here I am in my house over the Pacific Ocean. Here, you know what I mean? Like it would be so annoying.
Yeah. Throwing a Skittle at Harry Styles.
Yeah, you got hit in the eye.
Dude's skinny. Yeah, he looks like he had like a hamburger. So I'm throwing a Skittle at his eye.
Yeah,
it would have been like an edible Skittle in there. You know, a little lace with something.
I just thought that was fine. I can picture him. I don't know anything he does. I don't know any of his music, but I can just see him standing up there and get hit.
Biggest bitch move ever. Like throws up stuff at someone up on stage.
Yeah,
like so you can slink back into the crowd. Like get the fuck out of here. You're like you wouldn't do that to his face. Like it's Harry Styles. Dude's like 5 foot nothing, 120 pounds soaking wet, and that's what you do.
And that, everybody, is today's.
I have to stop taking gummies before the show because I'm getting such dry mouth right now.
Bruh, there's like literally 3 minutes and 58.
I know it's fucking rough, dude. It's hitting me now.
Why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
I don't know if I can, but Dumyinzers.com. We have links for YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Dumyinzers.com.
Let me see. yeah. You know what I'm saying? I literally don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah, I think he is he the one who married the chick from Game of Thrones, the redhead? Because if so, fuck him. Fuck Harry Styles. I don't like him.
I don't know, but I seen a porno the other day. The chick looked like Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. It was so weird because she was hot. She was a hot redhead, but her just having this little bit of ugly is what made her look like Jessica Rabbit. Like it kind of made her face a little contorted or some shit.
Yeah,
but it was her and some other chick, man. And she was like, if you were to get somebody to play the part of Jessica Rabbit as a human, this chick would have been her. She hands down. All right, man.
Hands were definitely down for you.
Yes, there sure were. And yes, you can also check out the website. And we are on every day from Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please keep continuing to come hang out, check us out. We definitely appreciate you.
5 days a week, even when there's a holiday.
Even when there's a holiday, we're going.
Wait, my ass has to cook, and you want me to do a podcast that day?
Yeah, we'll do it while you're cooking. Maybe I'll get the camera and we'll figure something out. But and then also the show that we do that day goes up at 8:00 in the evening on Spotify. You can listen to it in podcast form, if that be your what you want to do.
Preference.
These plastic surgeons are out of control. Yeah, you ain't shitting, man. Mike, I have for you. Now, I am almost certain I asked you this last time we played the Bengals because I remember.
See if I remember.
Because I remember this from. I wouldn't have known this. In other words. All right. So
see if I
remember.
Ready? Oh fuck yeah, dude! I'm sort. The Eagles are gonna give me the answers.
So you're a little high from your edibles. I know that yesterday P was a little sauced from whatever he was drinking, so I don't know if he has a good day, but that can make this a little bit more interesting, guys. I am going to ask a question about the Cincinnati Bengals because that's who the Steelers are playing this week. And P, if you do know, give it a few seconds and let Mike answer, and then put up your answer. All right, here we go, guys. Are you ready?
Fuck yeah, I'm ready.
Got your pencil, Mike?
I got my pencil.
Here we go. Which Cincinnati wide receiver set a single-season franchise record with 112 receptions? Which Cincinnati wide receiver set a single season franchise record with 112 receptions.
Ooh.
And go.
There's a lot of people to choose from. You got Ocho Cinco. You got Husmanzada. Back in the day, Chris Collinsworth. Who else? Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd.
Carl Pickens.
Ooh, yeah, I forgot about Pickens. Damn.
All right, pencils down, everybody. Again, the question of the day: how well do you know your enemies? It's the Cincinnati Bengal question, since that's who the Steelers are going to play this weekend. The question is: which Cincinnati receiver set a single-season franchise record with 112 catches in a season? Do you have any guesses, Mike?
112. You know what? Let's go with Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Cinco. You're going Ocho Cinco. P is going Ocho Cinco. Is that who you want, Mike? Is that your final?
Yeah, I
answer?
want Ocho Cinco, baby.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and log you in. I'm gonna lock you into place.
Lock it in.
Into place. There we
Lock
go.
it in, mother.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Finally, let's see the question of the day. The answer: which Cincinnati wide receiver set a single-season franchise record with 112 catches? The answer, Mike said, was Ocho Cinco. He said Ocho Cinco. And the answer is
bullshit.
So sorry. The answer is TJ Husmanzada. It was
no way.
It was. You said that earlier. I thought, holy shit, you nailed it on your second guy. I believe the first guy that you said was Ocho Cinco. Second guy was TJ Husmanzada.
Yeah.
He, in fact, was the guy who set that record. Mike, you know what they did? They had a lot of amazing. And the thing about the Bengals, it was always in these periods of time.
Yeah.
You know, they never had a receiver that was there forever. During the time of Carson Palmer, it was Ocho Cinco and Husmanzada. When it was the time of, you know what I mean? It's always real spotty with them.
Yeah.
And
it's never right on.
Right. And that would make it hard to predict and guess that answer, I think. But TJ Husmanzada, I hated him as much as the next guy. He used our towel to wipe his little booties off there at the end of the game. I mean, it was, but they learned the hard way, Mike. They learned the hard way by doing that, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Because fuck them.
Yes. But do you have anything before we take off, dude?
No. No. But thank you all for watching, listening, however you watch or listen. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
you do go put a little respect on his name.
You know what? If Chad Johnson wasn't there, he would have been the guy. TJ would have been the guy.
He was a damn good player.
Damn right. You know,
you fucking hated him, but at the same time, you wish he was on your team. He was
kind of a person that would make me think somebody like a Heinz Ward, somebody that people would look at him and say, "I fucking hate that guy. He's always doing this. He's always doing that. He's always smiling. But you would want him on your team. He's a baller." And I think that
he
kind
was
of
damn good.
That's what I think of when I think of somebody like Husmanzada. But hey, we do want to thank everybody for tuning in, checking us out. As always, greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Tomorrow, make sure you come back. We got picks, Mike. We're going to be putting in our picks tomorrow. We got a lot on the line here.
I'm taking that bitch back, motherfucker.
I'm going to be digging into my balls of my crystal ball to see what's going to go down this weekend. I'm going to tell you what
my goats are putting a curse on you. Right
Mike is going to play with his goats and give you his prediction. I'll look in my balls and tell you exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be magical. Everybody, you're going to want to come back and check that out. For Ryan, Mike,
knowledge.
The two Dum Yinzers. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya. Hold on. Yeah, real quick. Yeah, I hate him too because he has all of his hair. Fuck TJ Husman's